Well, hello, friends. Welcome back to Quarantine Talk. Today, I thought I would talk a bit about attention and popularity and things like that, because it's been about a year since I started uploading to this YouTube channel. And in that year, this channel has kept growing, and more people coming here, finding it, subscribing, watching the videos, finding the GitHub project, checking out Serenity, all that stuff. All that stuff is really fun and really great. And I'm really, really happy with how everything is going. But in the beginning, I found this whole thing kind of scary, to be honest. And um, it's been a very long and gradual process to get used to these things over the past year. So in the beginning, when I started uploading the videos, I was terrified. Um, and I would like record something and then watch it back, and I would hate everything about it. Like, why am I so slow? Why do I speak so stupidly? Why is everything that I do stupid? And it took me a while to get over that weird feeling, like being this extremely self-critical. But I just uploaded them anyway because I remember thinking that I had this feeling that this might be really interesting to someone who's curious about operating systems, because I couldn't find any content like mine anywhere on the web, really, in video format. So I thought, here's something that nobody's doing, and maybe I could be the guy to do that, you know? And it really does seem like the people do find it interesting, right? And it's not the biggest audience in the world, but it was never going to be. It's a very niche channel, but I'm glad that there are so many people who like it, and I'm just gonna keep at it, right? But yeah, that in the early days, it was terrifying, and I remember so well when the project was on the Hacker News front page because somebody posted it there. It was at the start of April last year, and it was so overwhelming. Like, I got so many messages that day, and I didn't know what to do. Like, I was freaking out, and just I had so many messages to get back to people, and all of them were really nice messages. I had never gotten that much attention in my life, um, and certainly not so much positive attention. Like, I gotten some amount of negative attention in the past for doing stupid things. And I guess I developed sort of this fear of attention and fear of scrutiny. And I guess a lot of that came from having these bad habits with drug addiction and always wanting to hide away with those things. And I didn't want anyone seeing me because I didn't want people to see what I was actually doing, how I was actually spending my time, what I was doing at home, you know? And so inviting people to hang out sort of and see exactly what it is that I do at home, it felt really bizarre and alien and terrifying to me, even though what I was doing at home was drastically different from what I used to do at home, which was the thing that I didn't want anyone to see. And I don't know if that makes sense, but it was some weird leftover feeling there. Um, but man, I got so many messages from people after that Hacker News Day, and I tried getting back to everybody, but it was overwhelming, and I think I probably managed to get back to like half of the people who wrote to me. So if you wrote to me back then and I didn't get back to you, I'm sorry. I was just so overwhelmed. And I remember in the YouTube analytics, like that day, it was this huge spike, right? And it stayed like that for months afterwards. I would go in the analytics sometimes and see, like, is that spike still there? Yep, still there. Like thousands of people watched my very first Serenity OS demo video from, I guess, the just end of March, April 1st or something like that last year. And I thought that was probably the peak of the project. I figured, like, there's never going to be that many people on my YouTube channel ever again. but it was fun while it lasted. Of course, I never would have imagined that I would regularly get that many views on like random things that I post, which is sort of where we are now, which is really fun. But it has been a gradual process getting accustomed to this because early on I was just super terrified of seeing myself on the internet, of sharing any aspect of my life whatsoever because I was so used to hiding everything that I was doing. Um, but there's this like layer to this whole thing, to this channel, to my work that is very personal for me, right? Which is the fact that this is my way of staying accountable to a good and honorable project, to a good and honorable thing to do with my life and my time. Because as I've talked about before on this channel, I started working on Serenity right after I got out of rehab back in 2018, and I'm actually I actually drove out to my old rehab clinic where I'm sitting in the parking lot right now recording this video. I don't know why I just went for a drive and ended up here. I guess that's what got me thinking about this. And I just wanted somehow to hold on to this feeling that it was totally possible to live for something else. And I think I've managed to encapsulate that feeling in a way that I'm able to hold on to it. And it, I don't feel, I don't feel afraid that I will lose it anymore. I used to feel afraid of that, but it's gotten a lot better. Um, but the attention thing and the popularity thing is strange because I've been afraid of attention. I've been afraid of popularity, of scrutiny, and I don't think I ever really tried particularly hard at anything before in my life. And I was always this kind of guy who was able to get by anyway. Like even if I didn't try my very best, I could still do a decent enough job that people would be happy with it. But at least at last, I'm finally doing something where I'm trying the very best that I can, and I'm not hiding, and I'm trying to share it with people. And I guess I guess that it has value to people because you're here, right? And you're following the project and you're watching this video right now and you think that I have something valuable to say. And that's something that um, I don't take that for granted. And I'm trying my very best to be respectful of your attention and the fact that you're here listening to me. I try to respect your time and say something of value whenever I talk. Which sometimes it's hard to come up with something of value to say. So then I try to not say anything if I don't have anything of value to say. But I'm glad that you're all here, and I'm really happy for the company, and I'm basically able to handle the attention at the rate that it is coming right now. It doesn't feel stressful or anything like that anymore. It's just fun. And I try my very best to get back to people, but sometimes I can't get back to everybody because I get too much email sometimes. But I don't mean to be rude if I'm not responding. It's just that your message was very long and it was not obvious how to answer to it. So I postponed it and postponed it until I forgot. Sorry about that. What am I trying to say? I guess this was more like I just wanted to talk about, I guess, some behind the scenes. Just talking about how this process has been for me so far. because maybe that's interesting. But wherever this goes, whatever happens with this whole thing, I am so grateful that you have all been here, because I have a good life today. And I have something honorable and something that I care about, that I'm doing with my time, and something um, that I'm not like ashamed of, that I'm proud of. And um, the fact that I get to share that with all of you is really fantastic. And I'm just so grateful that things are going this way. So that's what was on my mind today. And I guess that's that. So thanks for hanging out with me in the car today. And I don't know why I drove here, really, so I'm just going to get going. But it was nice to sit here for a moment. And I hope everything's going okay for you, whatever the situation is where you are. Yeah. I guess I'll see you next time. Bye.